Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to the Highlighted Pages channel. Today, we will dive into a universe filled with fantasy, mystery, and boundless creativity. We are about to explore the genius of one of the most renowned writers of our time, Neil Gaiman. With a brilliant mind and a fertile imagination, Neil Gaiman has captivated readers around the world with his incredible stories that transcend literary genres and transport us to unimagined worlds. Get ready to unravel the secrets of the American Gods universe, be enchanted by the fantasy of Sandman, travel to the ocean at the end of the lane, and much more. These will be works that touch us deeply, leading us to reflections on life, death, and everything that lies between the known and unknown worlds. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get started. Neil Gaiman is a unique storyteller, capable of immersing us in his plots like few writers can. His imagination and ability to create unforgettable worlds make his books true literary gems. Born in Portchester, Hampshire, England, Neil began his career in the 1980s when he worked as a freelance journalist and literary critic in London. However, his big break came in 1984 when Gaiman wrote his first comic book, Violent Cases, illustrated by Dave McKean, which quickly captured the "But don't worry." In this video, we will embark on a literary journey through the best Neil Gaiman books of all time. We will explore plots that blend mythology, folklore, and fantasy realism, captivating characters, and suspenseful storylines from beginning to end. If you're interested in a video about the biography of this master of literature, please let us know in the comments. Furthermore, we are aware that we left out some great classics from this list, but rest assured, we did our best to select the author's greatest books. So get ready to marvel at the genius of Neil Gaiman, because with every page turned, a new world of possibilities will unfold before you. Number 11. Norse mythology. Let's begin with a work from a fascinating and rich world of Norse mythology, retelling the legendary stories of the gods, heroes, and mythical creatures of ancient Scandinavian myths in an engaging and accessible way. Norse mythology was published in 2017 and features a collection of tales that bring to life the key mythological figures such as Thor, Odin, Loki, Freya, and others. Through his skillful narrative, Gaiman breathes life into the gods within their intrigues, epic battles, and adventures, offering a captivating glimpse into Norse mythology. In Norse mythology, the reader is taken on a journey to explore the creation of the world, the heroic exploits of Thor, the cunning feats of Loki, Odin's quests for wisdom, and the apocalyptic events of Ragnarok, the gods' ultimate fate. The work introduces readers to the principal gods of Norse mythology, such as Odin, the wise father of all, Thor, the mighty god of thunder, and Loki, the crafty god of mischief. It also recounts stories involving goddesses, giants, and other mystical beings that inhabit the Norse world. Norse mythology further solidified Neil Gaiman's reputation as one of the foremost contemporary speculative fiction writers and reinforced his status as a talented and imaginative storyteller. In summary, Norse mythology is a must-read for mythology and fantasy literature enthusiasts. With its engaging narratives, the book invites the reader on a journey through time, unraveling the enchantment and complexity of Norse mythology, thanks to Neil Gaiman's literary brilliance. Number 10. Stardust. Here we have a magnificent example of fantasy, magic, and romance, blending elements of fairy tale, fantasy, and adventure in the enchanting story of Stardust. Published in 1999, the plot is set in a village called Wall, situated next to a mysterious wall that separates the ordinary world from the magical realm of fairy. Young Tristan Thorn lives in Wall and is in love with a beautiful young woman named Victoria. To win her heart, he promises to retrieve a fallen star from beyond the wall and fairy. Determined, Tristan crosses the wall and enters a world filled with fantastical beings, witches, flying pirates, and other mysterious characters. There, he discovers that the star is not a simple luminous stone, but a beautiful young woman named Devane. Together, they embark on an exciting journey, facing challenges and dangers while getting to know each other and uncovering the secrets of the magical universe. Stardust captivates readers with its engaging narrative, filled with imaginative elements and surprises. The novel combines the atmosphere of traditional fairy tales with the originality and quirky style characteristic of Neil Gaiman. The book was a major success both with the public and critics. It received several literary awards, including the Mythopoeic Award for Adult Literature in 1999. Moreover, Stardust was adapted into a 2007 film directed by Matthew Vaughn and featuring an all-star cast, achieving even greater popularity and recognition. Gaiman's skillful storytelling, which blends elements of the real world with the fantastic, has won over readers and unquestionably established Stardust as one of the author's most beloved works. Number 9. The Graveyard Book, award-winning work by Neil Gaiman. Published in 2008, The Graveyard Book combines elements of fantasy, mystery, and adventure, with a story that involves both the world of the living and that of the dead. The plot begins when a baby escapes a terrible murder in his home and accidentally finds refuge in a graveyard. There, he is embraced by the spirits of the dead and given the name Nobody Owens, or Bod, as he is affectionately called. The graveyard is overseen by the mysterious Silas, who becomes Bod's guardian and mentor. As he grows up among the spirits, Bod goes through numerous adventures and challenges, uncovering secrets from the past and learning supernatural skills. Over time, he befriends ghosts and strange beings, but also has to deal with dangerous threats, including the man who killed his family, and is determined to find him. The book addresses deep themes such as identity, belonging, friendship, and the journey to find one's place in the world. Throughout the narrative, Neil Gaiman weaves a web of Bod's past secrets, creating an exciting plot that keeps readers intrigued until the end. The work was a critical and commercial success, receiving numerous literary awards, including the Newbery Medal in 2009, which is one of the most prestigious awards for children's and young adult books in the United States. The story also won fans of all ages around the world and became a modern classic of young adult literature. In addition to its literary success, The Graveyard Book also has potential for adaptations, and in 2019, Neil Gaiman announced that Netflix is developing a series based on the book. Number 8. Neverwhere. In Neverwhere, Neil Gaiman introduces us to Richard Mayhew, a young Londoner with a normal life and a mediocre job. His routine is transformed when he comes across a wounded and helpless girl named Dor, lying on the pavement of a deserted London street. Driven by the desire to help her, Richard takes her to his apartment, which ultimately triggers a series of extraordinary events. By aiding Dor, Richard is inadvertently transported to a dark and magical world that exists beneath London, known as London Below or Neverwhere. This hidden place is inhabited by strange and powerful beings, such as assassins, exiled nobles, and fantastical creatures. Lost in a world he never imagined existed, Richard embarks on a perilous journey alongside Dor to uncover the truth behind her existence and the threats looming over her. Along the way, they encounter peculiar allies, such as the Marquis de Carabas and the enigmatic rat hunter, Mr. Vandemar and Mr. Croup. The story of Neverwhere is a unique blend of fantasy, suspense, and action, with characteristic elements of Neil Gaiman's imagination. The narrative transports readers to a magical and dark world, filled with urban myths and ancient legends, while also offering a critique of modern society and the challenges of life in big cities. Originally published as a television series by the BBC, Neverwhere was later expanded by Neil Gaiman into a novel that became a major success. The story won fans around the world, solidifying Neil Gaiman's name as one of the masters of modern fantasy literature. Number 7. Smoke and Mirrors. The collection of stories and poems written by Neil Gaiman, which offers readers an intriguing and imaginative journey through the darkest and most magical corners of the author's mind, is another magnificent work on our list. Smoke and Mirrors presents a diverse collection of stories, ranging from horror, fantasy, science fiction, and surrealism. Each narrative is skillfully crafted, immersing readers in peculiar and captivating universes where reality and fantasy blend intriguingly. Among the memorable stories found in Smoke and Mirrors, highlights include Chivalry, which narrates an elderly lady's quest for a holy grail in a second-hand store, Trollbridge, a dark reinterpretation of a classic fairy tale, and Murder Mysteries, which takes us on a supernatural investigation among the angels in heaven. Originally published in 1998, Smoke and Mirrors was well received by critics and the public, becoming a beloved read for Neil Gaiman fans and an excellent introduction to his literary world for new readers. The book reveals the author's mastery in creating complex and immersive narratives that challenge our understanding of reality and explore the hidden mysteries of the world around us. With Smoke and Mirrors, Neil Gaiman reaffirms his reputation as one of the greatest contemporary storytellers, captivating readers with his distinctive style and vivid imagination. The tales and poems found in this work are evidence of Gaiman's narrative prowess and his ability to conjure fascinating and unforgettable worlds on every page. Number 6. Good Omens. Good Omens is a novel written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett that brilliantly combines humor, fantasy, and the apocalypse. The story is a comedy about the end of the world, with a peculiar and unique twist that only these two authors could provide. The plot follows the journey of an angel named Aziraphale and a demon named Coraline, who have been living on Earth since the beginning of time. Over the centuries, they have developed a strange friendship and grown accustomed to life on Earth. However, when the Antichrist is born, they realize that the apocalypse is imminent and decide that it's not something they desire. Together, Aziraphale and Coraline decide to try to avert the apocalypse, to keep the world as it is, with all its quirkiness and peculiarity. They embark on a hilarious adventure filled with dangers, encountering a host of peculiar characters, including witches, fallen angels, and horsemen of the apocalypse. Gaiman and Pratchett's witty humor and insightful writing make Good Omens a fun and engaging read. The story is full of unexpected twists and captivating characters, making it one of Neil Gaiman's most beloved and popular works. Originally published in 1990, Good Omens received critical acclaim and garnered a loyal fan base over the years. In 2019, the work gained even more prominence with its adaptation into a television series by Amazon Prime Video, which was well received by both audiences and critics. The work continues to be appreciated by readers of all ages and is considered one of the finest literary collaborations between two writing masters. Number 5. Anansi Boys. Another great example of romance and fantasy. Anansi Boys, published in 2005, is set in the same universe as American Gods and follows the life of Charles Nancy, an ordinary man who discovers that his father, Mr. Nancy, was actually the powerful African god Anansi, the spider god. After Mr. Nancy's sudden death during a magic show, Charlie's life is turned upside down when he meets his previously unknown brother, Spider. Spider is the opposite of Charlie, charismatic, self-assured, and gifted with magical abilities. However, he is also temperamental and comes with a host of supernatural troubles. As Charlie and Spider get to know each other better, they embark on a journey to honor their father's legacy and face the challenges imposed by the ancient gods. Along the way, they encounter mysterious figures and supernatural creatures and become involved in a series of strange and hilarious events. Anansi Boys combines elements of fantasy, mythology, and comedy in an engaging and unique narrative, characteristic of Neil Gaiman's works. The book was well received by critics and fans, becoming a bestseller and further solidifying Gaiman's reputation as a master of contemporary fantasy. Without a doubt, Anansi Boys is an exciting and captivating book that demonstrates Neil Gaiman's ability to create magical worlds and memorable characters. If you are a fan of contemporary fantasy, mythology, and humorous stories, this work will undoubtedly captivate your imagination and provide an engaging read from start to finish. Number 4. Coraline. Originally intended for a young adult audience, but enchanting and continuing to enchant readers of all ages, Coraline was published in 2002 and tells the story of Coraline Jones, a curious and brave girl who finds herself in a world of adventure and danger when she discovers a secret door in her new home. After moving to an old and mysterious house with her parents, Coraline begins to explore the place and, upon opening one of the doors in her house, stumbles upon a dark corridor that leads her to an alternate reality, very similar to her own, but with some disturbing differences. In this other world, she encounters her other parents, alternative versions of her real parents who are more attentive and affectionate but have black buttons for eyes. Intrigued and at the same time frightened, Coraline becomes increasingly involved with the parallel world and realizes that it is ruled by a sinister entity known as the Other Mother. As Coraline realizes that the other world is a trap created to keep her captive, she must use her intelligence and courage to face dangerous trials and rescue not only her own life, but also the lives of other children who have fallen victim to the Other Mother over the years. Coraline is a story rich in imagination and creativity, with dark elements that create an atmosphere of suspense and mystery. Neil Gaiman skillfully blends supernatural elements with deeper themes such as the importance of family, courage, and the struggle against manipulation and deceptive appearances. The book was an instant success and received praise from both critics and the public. It won several awards, including the Newbery Medal, one of the most prestigious awards in young adult literature in the United States. Furthermore, Coraline was adapted into a stop-motion animation film in 2009, directed by Henry Selick and featuring the voice of actress Dakota Fanning as the protagonist, Coraline. Coraline is an engaging work that captivates readers with its captivating story and chilling atmosphere. If you're looking for an exciting literary experience filled with imagination and suspense, this book is a perfect choice and an excellent example of Neil Gaiman's unique talent as a storyteller. Number 3. The Ocean at the End of the Lane. The work blends fantasy, horror, and elements of English folklore, offering a rich, engaging, and unique narrative. Of course, we're talking about The Ocean at the End of the Lane. Published in 2013, the book is told from the perspective of an adult man who returns to his hometown for a funeral. While there, he remembers a significant event from his childhood that he had forgotten for many years. The protagonist recalls his life at the age of 7 when he lived in a house in the countryside with his family. A series of strange and supernatural events begin to occur after the arrival of a mysterious girl named Letty Hempstock, who lived with her mother and grandmother on a nearby farm. With Letty's friendship, the boy is introduced to a world filled with magic and unusual creatures. However, the discovery of a pond in the backyard of the protagonist's house brings unforeseen and dangerous consequences, unleashing a series of disturbing events. The narrative unfolds in a poetic and lyrical tone, where reality and fantasy intertwine. The book explores themes such as childhood, memory, fear, and the nature of good and evil. The relationship between the protagonist and Letty Hempstock is central to the plot, representing a special bond that transcends time and space. The Ocean at the End of the Lane received critical and public acclaim, praised for its engaging narrative and mysterious atmosphere. The book won the Lucas Award for Best Fantasy Novel in 2014 and was nominated for the Nebula Award and the Bram Stoker Award. The work also achieved commercial success, appearing on bestseller lists and capturing the hearts of Neil Gaiman fans and fantasy literature enthusiasts. For those seeking an engaging read with supernatural elements and an enchanting atmosphere, The Ocean at the End of the Lane is a must-read. Neil Gaiman, with his unique storytelling ability, once again demonstrates why he is one of the leading contemporary writers in the genre. Number 2. Sandman. We're coming to an end, and here is the most renowned and successful comic book series by the master Neil Gaiman. First published by DC Comics in 1989, Sandman revolutionized the world of comics by bringing a sophisticated, complex, and literary approach to the genre, exploring profound themes and captivating a legion of fans around the world. This story revolves around Morpheus, also known as Dream, one of the endless, immortal entities that personify universal concepts such as destiny, death, destruction, delirium, desire, and despair. Morpheus is the Lord of Dreams and rules over the realm of dreams and stories, known as the Dreaming. The plot begins with Morpheus' imprisonment by a group of occultists who sought to summon and control death but ended up capturing the wrong Endless. After nearly a century of confinement, Morpheus manages to escape and embarks on a journey to restore his kingdom and rebalance the forces of the universe. The Sandman saga spans a wide variety of stories, from fairy tales and mythology to historical events and reflections on the very nature of creation and existence. Each narrative arc is unique and engaging, with a narrative rich in symbolism and metaphors that explore themes such as the power of imagination, the duality of human nature, and the inevitability of change. Over its 75 issues, Sandman became one of the most influential and revered comic book series ever created. It won numerous awards, including the Eisner Award, and received critical and public acclaim, with praise for the depth of its characters, the originality of its story, and the impressive art of the illustrators who worked on the series. Neil Gaiman crafted a unique universe in Sandman, delving into philosophical and existential themes in a profound and innovative way. His contribution to comics and literature as a whole is undeniable, and Sandman remains one of the greatest landmarks of modern fiction, attracting new readers and inspiring generations of storytellers around the world. Number 1. American Gods. And to conclude the list, Neil Gaiman's most popular work, American Gods. The novel, written in 2001, blends elements of fantasy, mythology, and suspense, presenting a unique and captivating narrative. This story follows Shadow Moon, a man who is about to be released from prison when he receives news of his wife's death. Amidst grief and uncertainty about what to do next, Shadow meets an enigmatic man named Wednesday, who hires him as his bodyguard and involves him in a mysterious journey. As they travel across the United States, Shadow discovers that Wednesday is, in fact, a manifestation of the Norse god Odin, and that many other ancient deities secretly live among mortals. These divine entities are struggling to survive in a country where people's beliefs and faith have changed over time, replacing the old gods with new ones of technology, media, and other modern manifestations. Shadow finds himself entangled in an epic conflict between the old gods and the new, while facing the challenges of his own journey of self-discovery. The narrative is filled with symbolism and reflections on the nature of faith, cultural identity, and the complexity of the human soul. The plot addresses themes such as immigration, cultural identity, belief, and faith, while exploring the conflict between tradition and modernity. In addition to its literary success, American Gods was adapted for television in a series of the same name, which premiered in 2017 and had a significant impact on both fans and new viewers. The adaptation expanded the reach of the work and contributed to its ongoing popularity, making it a modern classic in the genres of fantasy and speculative fiction. And so we come to the end of this incredible journey through Neil Gaiman's best books. We hope you've been enchanted and inspired by the stories and fantastical worlds created by this master of imagination. But the journey doesn't end here. Neil Gaiman is a prolific author, and his extensive bibliography holds many more surprises and adventures to be explored. So be sure to check out his other works, as I'm sure you'll become even more enchanted with the talent of this unique writer. And now, we want to hear your opinion. Which Neil Gaiman book stood out to you the most? And which stories would you like to see adapted for film or TV? Please leave your comments down below, and let's exchange ideas about this incredible author. Remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on literature and culture. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to give us a like to help us bring more videos like this to you. We greatly appreciate your company on this journey through Neil Gaiman's magical worlds and hope to see you again soon with more amazing content. Until next time, happy reading!